Jesu Otaku anime review. I'm trying to keep abreast of all your requests, but I've finally been endowed with the kind to bust out a new review, so bounce on up and get yourself an iPhone tip. Brace yourself for fan service.
I know what you're thinking. Oh, J.O. is finally reviewing an ecchi title. No, that glorious day is yet to come. This one's too clean to be a true ecchi title. I'm not sure entirely what genre this show is, but I think I can tell you what it's about. In, I guess, a farcical version of feudal Japan, rearguard tiger Yajiro Kojima of the samurai is in the middle of besieging a fortress of Senshi to rescue a lord. The attack goes awry, and Yajiro and a few other survivors are sent running from the bloodthirsty gunslingers. He is nearly done for when the bathing beauty Rushina Tendo on the other side of the mountain offers to hide him in the sanctuary of her bosom.
You there, woman!
Yes?
By any chance have you seen a young samurai with a longsword on his back wandering around here?
A young samurai with a longsword? No, I haven't seen anyone like that today.
Are you from around here?
Oh no, I'm a traveler.
Oh, you think I'm being poetic. Nah, she just stuffs the little man in her cleavage. He thanks her, and then sets out to take his vengeance single-handedly.
Do you know what the ultimate battle strategy is?
Huh?
To eliminate the enemy's will to fight without fighting them. I must keep smiling, and I must hold the enemy close to my soft bosom. By doing this, the need to fight is eliminated.
There's no way you can do that. Come on.
Yajiro is convinced that Rushina is a simpleton until charging in bullheaded puts Yajiro in mortal danger, and the smiling Senshi backs up her confidence with action. Of many different kinds. Despite being a brilliant gunslinger, Rushina has sworn never to take a single human life out of respect for her mentor's philosophy. A mentor Yajiro seeks to assassinate as part of the struggle between samurai and senshi. But it looks like her master, Emperor Tenshi, has changed her tune recently and put out a massive bounty for the innocent Rushina. So the two team up, Rushina hoping to clear up this misunderstanding, and Yajiro hoping to finish what his revolution brigade started years ago. And maybe watch Rushina fight some more? I don't know. I'm sure that's part of it, because that's most of the show, really. On the technical side of things, great care was obviously taken with Rushina's massive assets and ensuring quality control on the shooks, but shortcuts are rampant everywhere else. Oh look, he kind of froze. I guess that means he got shot. Explosion? Shake the still frame like a Polaroid picture. You get the idea. The show never really impresses visually, and more often than not, it repulses with variable character models and half-hearted animation. The character designs themselves are sufficiently memorable, but not terribly unique. Back to the two main focuses of the budget. They're ridiculous. No matter how busty you are, those things never narrow to nil at the end, and to suspend up to one's armpits no matter what you're wearing. And what's with that fake-looking shiny spot on top? It's in every scene and lighting situation. They're not breasts at all. They're balloons. Peach balloons. Movement-wise, they're not so unrealistic. If they were 80% silicone and 20% woman. I guess if they had giant robots in feudal Japan, they had plastic surgery, too. I don't know. None of the music is pleasant. The opener and closer, while at least forgettable, sound less synthesized than the background music, which is not a good sign. The 80s are over. Let the instrument go. It wants to die. The voice acting is pretty lax, no matter your language, but if you were to watch the show, I'd have to highly recommend the sub. Rushina is certainly the best performance in the dub, with Wendy Lee pouring forth optimism and kindness without ever becoming annoying, what a feat, along with standout side characters Teppa, Toka, and Setsuna, but even then, those four are just okay, compared to everyone else who is barely listenable, awful, oh bad. Mikan, Furan, and Kaizan are unbearable in particular, because not only do they act terribly, their character voices themselves are brain-melting screech. Especially Furan. Oh, Furan's terrible.
I know! That's why I acquired this power to protect us! This power that sacrifices my growth to evil! Stop making fun of me!
I'd blame the awkward script or poor direction, because there are several good actors present, but nothing approaching a good performance. Just tolerable at best, and oftentimes bad, bad, bad. The Japanese is sort of underwhelming, and it might be terrible too, but if you're monolingual like me, you'll never know, will you? Ignorance is bliss. Now, as I mentioned before, this is not an ecchi title. Stalwart Yajiro is not the harem personality you're looking for. Move along, move along. Granted, he doesn't have much of a personality at all, but he's not the worm man of ecchi lore. There is a genuine story here, and even though it's really predictable, it's not at all a bad one. The ecchi aspects are more minimal than you would believe. For some reason, Rushina takes a hot bath in every episode, and as annoying as that is, we never actually see her naked or posed in any evocative manner, so I think the device is there to emphasize her innocence and beauty in a less base manner, which is refreshing. That or it's a running gag that doesn't work. Our heroes even spend the evening in a brothel with not one dirty joke cracked, not one little dirty joke.
It got thicker all of a sudden!
I'm coming!
I didn't know he could shoot such a big one.
To instead focus on the story. Fan service is limited to the bouncing bountifuls of Rushina and some other women, as well as putting the girls in appealing outfits, which is at least marginally respectful to the viewer's intelligence. Which is more than I can say for the execution of the story in Grenadier. Oh, from the vow of pacifism and the uncanny gunmanship of an undeserving fugitive, to the violent companion with good intentions, to the yang to hero's yin villain, and the conniving toady who dispatches Jutensen assassins when they fail in their set-up missions, this was all clearly ripped straight from Trigun without copying its great character's depth or honesty. If you can imagine it, the love and peace messages in Grenadier are even louder than Trigun ever was, but hold none of its truth and power, coming off even more false and unrealistic than anything that has ever aired on the Disney Channel. That's intense! Grenadier is so overwhelmingly preachy, in fact, that I was sorely wishing they had spent all that time on doofy humor, and then I saw the series' attempt at humor and changed my mind. It's not funny. I understood why a lot of these jokes were amusing in theory, I guess, but nothing actually hit the mark because every joke was so tame and tepid. Like the bad puns on those Laffy Taffy rappers, only as if they had text under the joke saying, "It's funny because poodle sounds like puddle." Like I said, they visit a brothel, and they might as well have been at an old lady's bed and breakfast. I appreciate that it wasn't filthy, but they didn't try anything daring or witty comedically, and the result is barely worth a smile, Senshi.
You don't get a smile.
So, aside from the fan service, is there anything good about Grenadier? Yes, some of the fight scenes are a lot of fun. From a gunfight underwater to fighting an enemy who duels with sound frequencies, the varied fights are unique and enthralling, but even the brightest crayon in this pencil box looks like it was gnawed on by a 2-year-old, because the laws of physics are insulted at least 5 times in every fight to a debilitating degree. I don't mean the laws you're allowed to break in an action show. I mean even the ones you're not allowed to break. I mean, how did that happen? Or that! It kills the validity and cool factor of the show's best features. Is this show masochistic? So at the end of 12 episodes, you have a comedy that isn't funny, and a fantasy that's a predictable ripoff, wrapped in an ecchi that's not really ecchi, barely supported by poorly acted characters with zero development or depth. But Rushina has boobs that chuck bullets! Yeah, I'm gonna go watch Trigun now. It's twice as long, but 1,000 times better. Grenadier is available from Media Blasters. The original manga by Sosuke Kaisei is available from Tokyo Pop.
All in all, it's hard to be cruel to a title that looks like it just wants to have fun, but I kept having to ask myself where the fun was hiding. The story on its own is decent and could make for an enjoyable experience, I guess, but rather sour production values and the abnormally preachy atmosphere supporting failed humor bring Rushina's tail back a cup size or two. I have to give Grenadier 1.5 distracting ways to reload a gun.
Huh? Oh no!
Out of 4. Ta-ta!